we did start with a picture of my son, and it's absolutely shameless that I'm doing this. But this picture to me looks like what healthy adolescents should be. Joyous, uninhibited, experimenting with life, full of fun. He turns 14 on November 11th this year, and this is a picture of him jumping off a 22-foot ferry dock in Maine. And luckily my friend had her camera out and took it. Teenagers are going to be impulsive, and they're going to seek interesting and stimulating situations, and they're going to seek novelty, and they're going to seek to influence each other, and they're going to seek autonomy and a way to be free of the constraints of early childhood. And I'm just bringing that up in the context of drug use, because if you think of it that way, drug use then somewhat becomes a normative behavior. And I want to get back to, you briefly went over Schiller and Block, but one of the things that you didn't mention in Schiller and Block, that was a longitudinal study done in 1990, and they followed the teenagers for almost 18 years. And what they found was, at the end of 18 years, the children who had suffered the most psychological distress as young children fell actually into two categories. There was a very even bell curve, and I don't have a slide to go with this. They were either very, very likely to be substance abusers and quite out of control with their substance abuse, or they were very likely to be abstainers and had never, by the age of 18, tried alcohol or any other drug. Isn't that fascinating? And their level of psychological distress at 18 was equal, but was in two skews. Who wants to guess? Who doesn't know the study? Who wants to guess what the skews were? Anybody remember? Well, the substance abusers were under-controlled, had aggression, had problems with impulse control, etc. And the other skew, the non-users, were entirely over-inhibited. They wouldn't have jumped off the dock, okay? They were socially restricted. They were sexually repressed, often, and that's its own set of misery, right? So you have misery on both sides. And what you have there then is, in the bell curve of that study, teenagers who were able to self-regulate their use of marijuana particularly, but they did look at other substances. Marijuana was the most robust finding. But they were able to use other substances in a moderate, what we might call social way. And many discussions have been made of this, and I was actually picking your brain last night. You didn't realize that when I asked you what you thought about my comment. That couldn't it be that teenagers with no need to self-regulate can actually smoke pot every once in a while, and even binge drink every once in a while, and be absolutely okay? And I know that's probably a controversial thing to say in this audience, but the data does seem to fit. So we always have to stick with the data.